here's this thing that is ubiquitous in my life. It is always there. It buzzes, I go to it. Does that help me walk in the Spirit, or does it create hindrances? So before we dig into the question about the spirituality, how phones affect our relationship with the Spirit and spirituality, I want us to take a few minutes to talk about how screens shape our brains. So when you're on a social media platform and you hear that buzz, somebody liked something on Instagram, Facebook, there are dozens of them I've never gotten on, so you just pick your favorite one and it buzzes at you, and what do? You go see what the notification is about. YouTube will let you know that the channels to which you subscribe have just released a new video, or Hope Hole UMC is going live in a few days, so tune in. We want to check it. When that buzz happens, there's a chemical reaction in your brain, in my brain, in our brains. We get a hit of a chemical called dopamine. We like dopamine. It makes us feel good. When we're scrolling through the pictures, dopamine drip. When 78 people, I don't even know if that's a good number on social media anymore, I guess it depends on how many friends you have, like my profile picture, dopamine drip. Oh, did anyone leave a comment on the live stream today? Dopamine drip. Interesting thing about dopamine is it doesn't only show up when social media calls for our attention. It's the same thing your brain produces when you drink or have sex. Dopamine. Dopamine. So we need to understand that 8 hours a day here is like 8 hours a day on the bottle, chemically and biologically in our brains. Now, if you drank for 8 hours a day, do you think it would help your ability to walk in the Spirit? Or hinder it? It's even worse for adolescents and children. If we know that our brains respond to screens and social media the same way they respond to alcohol, then if I give my kids one of these and give them unfettered access to it, I might as well be giving my 10-year-old the keys to the liquor cabinet. Anybody feel good about that? It's even worse. I learned in January about a new science. It's not new, it's been around for a few decades. I just learned about it in January, so it was new to me. It's called captology. Anybody heard of captology? I hadn't either. Captology is an acronym. It stands for Computers as Persuasive Technology. Ology. So C-A-P-T, Computers as Persuasive, T, Technology, and then you get the ology. And it is the science of how can we manipulate an app or a website to keep viewers there longer. So when Instagram first came out, it didn't have that little heart on it. And somebody at corporate said, if we add that little heart, the like button, and I post a picture, and you like it, and then I get a notification that you like it, I'm not on my phone right now, I'm not on the app right now, but I'll go pick it up and see who liked it, and now I'm on it when I wouldn't have been. And they tell us this increases our quality of life because we're more connected. But for them, it's more about if we're going to sell ads, people have to be on the platform. So there are 2 billion people in the world with these in their pockets. There's about 50 or 100 people in California who manipulate all of the content that we receive in that way. So it's not simply that our brains react to our phones like alcohol, biologically. It's the fact that there are a handful of folks manipulating that process to increase our presence on the platforms. So that question about, a few hours by the liquor cabinet is even worse because now you've got someone manipulating you. It's not just the matter that it's addictive. Someone is manipulating the process intentionally to make us more given to it. I think we all know in our bones that's not healthy. It's even more telling, some of you may have seen the link I shared on social media the other day, to know that the executives at the tech companies don't let their kids play with iPads. Steve Jobs, the guy who created iPad, wouldn't let his kids have one. The folks at Google spend a lot of money to send their kids to schools that will not let them have electronics in the classroom. It's unrealistic to unplug. I don't expect anybody to walk out of this room today and just send their phone back to Verizon. It's unrealistic to think that we cannot beat the system. The artificial intelligence anticipates where we're going to click and sends us the things we're going to click. But we can understand how our bodies work, understand how that's manipulated, and make some healthy steps so that we and our kids are able to cultivate life in the Spirit rather than hinder it.